chickens can make you a millionaire quietly. Not the slow way your grandfather did it, not by selling a handful of eggs at the roadside and hoping for the best. There is a smarter way, and by the end of this video, you will understand every single piece of it. So let me say this plainly. You did not click on the wrong video. There's no trick here, no catch, no empty hype. I am going to walk you through the whole thing, step by step, until it is so clear you could explain it to your neighbor. And by the time we reach the end, you will see exactly how ordinary chickens turn into real money. Because there's a quiet game being played right under your nose, and almost nobody has noticed it, while everyone around you is fighting the same battles, arguing over feed prices, panicking about disease, chasing the next expensive trick. A small group of farmers walked away from that fight completely. They stopped buying chicks. They started selling them. And the people lining up to buy? Everyone else. Think about that for a moment. Every farmer you know who keeps chickens started the same way. They went out and bought little day-old chicks, yellow, fragile, chirping in a cardboard box. They paid for each one, and they believed that was simply how it works, that chicks are something you buy. But someone had to make those chicks. Someone woke up that morning with a few hens, a rooster, and a small machine humming in the corner of a room. And that someone quietly collected the money while everyone else lined up to spend it. That someone can be you. And it is far simpler than anyone has led you to believe. Let me show you the whole idea plainly before we go deep. You start with a few Kienyeji hens. Kienyeji is the indigenous Kenyan chicken, the traditional breed that has lived on this land for generations. Hardy, disease-resistant, able to thrive on simple feed that would leave a delicate commercial bird sick, and most importantly, always in demand because buyers trust it. They know the Kienyeji survives. Around the world, you might call this your heritage breed, your indigenous breed, but the principle is the same everywhere. You add one rooster, and you add a small incubator, which is nothing more than a warm box that hatches eggs for you. Hens, a rooster, a box. From those three humble things, a quiet fortune can grow. Now, I know some of you are completely new to this, so let me explain the one thing that confuses almost everyone at the very start. Because if you misunderstand this, nothing else will work. A hen will lay eggs whether or not a rooster is anywhere near her. That surprises people every time. Her body produces eggs on its own schedule, rooster or no rooster. But here's the part that changes everything. Without a rooster, those eggs will never become chicks. Not in 100 days. Not ever. They are empty. You could keep them warm forever and nothing will stir inside them. Now bring a rooster into the picture. When the rooster mates with the hen, the eggs she lays afterward carry something brand new inside them. They have fertilized. That long word simply means the egg now holds the tiny beginning of a chick, a small spark of life waiting for warmth. Let me make it even simpler. Picture an unfertilized egg as a seed that was never watered. It looks perfect, smooth shell, good weight, nothing your eye could ever tell apart from the others, but nothing will grow from it. It's a seed with no rain. A fertilized egg is the opposite. Give it the right warmth and it wakes up. It begins to grow, and in exactly 21 days, it hatches into a living chick. Do you see how much power hides in that one detail? The rooster is not decoration. The rooster is the entire reason this business exists. And here's where I give you something most people will never bother to tell you: the ratio. How many hens should one rooster serve? Not 10, not 20, 7. 7 hens for every one rooster. Why 7? Because a rooster is only one bird with one body and only so much energy from sunrise to sunset. Push him past 7 hens and something quietly goes wrong. Some of those hens will not be mated regularly, and a hen who is not mated regularly lays eggs that are not fertilized. Empty eggs, seeds with no rain. And the cruel part is, you won't know it until day 21 arrives and half your eggs sit there silent and still. So let's be honest about the setup most people use. 10 hens and 1 rooster. Does it work? Yes, but you're slightly below ideal. That single rooster is stretched a little thin, and a few of your eggs will slip through unfertilized. You're quietly leaving chicks and money on the table without ever realizing it. Here's what to do if you're serious. Stretch yourself. Go to 14 hens and 2 roosters. Now each rooster has his own 7. Each one does his job well without strain. Your fertilization climbs. And follow the chain with me. More fertile eggs means more chicks. More chicks means more money. It's that direct. And even if you choose to stay at 10 hens, do this one small thing. Add a second rooster. That alone lifts your chances because now there's backup, coverage, competition. Fewer hens get missed, fewer eggs come out empty. Can you already feel this starting to build on itself? Because it does. Let me paint the whole loop for you so you can watch it turn. The rooster mates with the hens. The hens lay fertilized eggs day after day. Each morning you walk out and collect those eggs still warm from the nest. You carry them inside and settle them gently into the incubator. Then you wait. 21 days. And on that 21st day, the box begins to move. Chicks hatch one by one, damp and blinking and alive. They dry off, and within a day, they become those bright yellow day-old chicks that everyone wants. You sell them, money flows in. And here's the beautiful part. You take some of that money and buy more hens. The loop grows. Bigger flock, more eggs, more chicks, more money. Round and round, larger with every turn. That's not a job, that's a machine you build once and feed for years. Now, before I show you the numbers, I want you to picture something. Imagine it's the 21st day. The incubator is making a sound you've never heard before. Tiny beaks are pushing through shells, and every single one of those chicks is worth money. I'll show you exactly how much very soon. But first, we have to get the rest of your setup right, because this is the part that quietly decides whether you succeed or struggle. Your coop doesn't need to be fancy. It needs to be simple, clean, and safe. Give each hen enough room to move. A few birds per square meter, never crammed together like tins on a shelf. Keep it dry. Keep it free of the cold drafts that chill birds at night. And keep the rooster in there with the hens always, not separated, not visiting now and then. He must live among them every single day for fertilization to stay steady. Then there's the daily habit that quietly makes or breaks you. Collect your eggs every day. Don't let them sit in the nest for a week before you decide to incubate. Fresh fertilized eggs hatch best. The longer an egg waits at the wrong temperature, the lower your hatch rate falls. A calm 2-minute walk each morning, basket in hand, protects your entire profit. And the incubator, the heart of the whole operation, the price will surprise you. Small incubators start from around 3,000 to 8,000 Kenyan shillings, which is roughly 20 to 55 US dollars. That's all. For that, you get a box that holds anywhere from 24 to 56 eggs at once. The digital ones hold the temperature steady at about 37.5 degrees automatically without you touching a thing. And think about what that box really is. It's a replacement for the brooding hen. In the old way, a hen would sit on her eggs for 21 days and lay nothing new that entire time. The incubator sets her free. She keeps laying while the box does the sitting. You've just doubled her value.
Now here is where most new farmers make their biggest mistake, and I do not want you to make it. They hatch fast and only then start looking for buyers. They stand on day 21 with a box full of chirping chicks and suddenly realize they have no idea who will buy them. That is backwards. That is panic. The smart move is the opposite. You start looking for your market on day 1 of incubation, not day 21. While your eggs are sitting in that warm box, quietly growing, you should be moving. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to nearby farmers. Talk to local schools that run agriculture programs, to small farms, to the feed store owner who knows every chicken keeper in the area. Ask one simple question. If I had Kienyeji day-old chicks available in 3 weeks, would you be interested? That conversation costs you nothing, and it tells you everything. And you have a tool in your pocket that farmers a generation ago could only dream of: your phone. Take a simple photo of your incubator running. Write a caption: Day 3 of incubation. Kienyeji chicks coming in 18 days. Message me if interested. Post it on your WhatsApp groups. Drop it in the Facebook farming groups. Share it in your neighborhood chats. Do you see what you're doing? You are advertising a product before it even exists. By day 10, before your eggs have even reached the halfway point, people can already be asking you to save them some. And by day 21, when those chicks finally hatch, you are not scrambling for buyers. The buyers are waiting for you. That is the whole shift. You have stopped being a shopper, you have become a supplier. And here is something that takes all the fear out of this. You are not trapped by day 21. Day-old chicks can be sold from the day they hatch up to about 1 month old. That is your selling window. 30 days. You do not have to sell every chick the moment it hatches. You have time to breathe. And as those chicks grow through that month, something interesting happens to the price. A day-old chick sells for around 100 to 150 shillings each. But an older chick, 2 or 3 weeks in, is hardier, easier to keep alive, and many buyers will happily pay more for that head start. So even if you sell slowly, you are never in a panic. Time is working for you, not against you. But what if a month passes and some chicks are still unsold? This is the part that makes this business almost impossible to lose at, because an unsold chick is not a loss. It is a young Kienyeji chicken. So you rear it, you let it grow, and Kienyeji birds are always in demand for eggs, for meat, for breeding stock. A chick that came from your own hatch costs you almost nothing extra to raise. And when she is grown, if she is a hen, she joins your laying flock. She begins laying her own fertilized eggs, and the loop grows bigger, all on its own. Look at what you have built. Either you sell the chick and make money, or you keep it and grow your flock. There is no bad outcome. Both roads lead straight back into the business. So start small. Start with 7 hens and 1 rooster. Test everything. Learn the rhythm. Then once you trust it, scale. Now are you ready to see what all of this adds up to? Because this is the moment I promised you. 7 hens and 1 rooster. Nothing intimidating. From those 7 hens, a typical batch going into your incubator after fertilization comes to about 40 to 45 eggs. Not every egg hatches. That is simply nature. A realistic hatch rate is around 75%. So from that batch, you get roughly 30 to 33 living, chapping, sellable chicks. What does a day-old Kienyeji chick sell for? Around 100 to 150 shillings each. So one batch, 30-something chicks, brings you somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 shillings, about $20 to $30 from a single ton of the box. But you do not run just one batch a year. Between the 21 days of hatching and a short window to gather the next set of eggs, you complete a fresh batch roughly every 28 to 30 days. That's about 12 batches in a single year. So do the math with me, slowly. 12 batches, 3 to 5,000 shillings each. That is 36,000 to 60,000 shillings a year. $240 to $400 from just 7 hens and 1 rooster. From birds pecking around your yard while you go about your ordinary life. Now watch what happens when you scale to 14 hens and 2 roosters. You simply double everything. Suddenly you are looking at 72,000 to 120,000 shillings a year. $480 to $800. The birds did not work any harder. You just built the loop a little bigger. And here is the question I really want you to sit with. What if you reinvest? What if you take that first year's money and push to 21 hens and 3 roosters? The numbers stop adding and start compounding. More chicks fund more hens, and more hens make more chicks, and the whole machine accelerates while you sleep. Year after year, it grows larger, and it never once asks you to walk back to the market with your wallet open. Because think about where you began. You started by buying chicks like everyone else. And now, this year, you did not buy a single chick. You sold them. There's a quiet game being played right under your nose. While everyone else fights over feed and disease, you now know the secret hiding in plain sight. You have the Kienyeji hens. You understand the rooster. You know the sacred number 7. You know to find your market before the chicks arrive, to sell within the month, and to keep whatever doesn't sell. You know how to build the loop that turns eggs into chicks, chicks into money, and money into more hens, quietly, patiently, for years. The game is still being played. The gap is still wide open. The only question left is simple.